This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know. Yeah. Whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' ahead, stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Hard time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. Man, it's too early in the morning for this shit. But let's get it. Yeah. Ayy, all of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2, get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made the bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. I'm dropping slappers to hell with an album. Might fuck around and go see Jimmy Fallon. I multiply while you bury your talents. Cause I'm like a hawk when I bury my talents. Guess what I'm saying? I pray on these niggas. There was a day when I'd pray for these niggas. Now I got nothing to say to these niggas. I pray that God does away with these niggas. I keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. My mental is gross, but my verses are kosher. These girls going wild, but I'm not a poacher, so I just keep shining like Elon, I'm solar. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2, get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. Gotta make this money, only game I know. I'm the only king, this ain't no Game of Thrones. Everybody wanna be a fucking king until it's time to do what a king does. Everywhere I look, it's just kids and drugs. Everywhere I look, it's just gangs and thugs. Can't tame the guns, can't save our loved ones. I grew my funds and I called the plug. Then I filled my lungs, I don't mess with that new shit. Y'all talking tough, but ain't none of y'all do shit. Y'all chasing money, you want the exposure. Y'all think y'all funny and snake Gucci loafers. I don't give disclaimers, I rap full disclosure. These niggas all think they were born in October. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have stacks on plus stacks when I'm older. Stacks when I'm older. Yeah, stacks when I'm older. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have millions in cash when I'm older. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2. On the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green.
Swole Norman.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. And today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everesting K2, flexing on all you bees. All right, fam, welcome to the show. Come on in. 3387, Thursday, August the 14th. Let's get into today's episode. Thanks for being here. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. We're live on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. And of course, check it out on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Asked this question the other day on Facebook. What's one piece of advice about fitness that you would give your younger self? You could drop your thoughts in the comments down below. What's one piece of advice about fitness that you would give your younger self? These are always really great. These are always really great concepts because all of you are coming from different directions. You're coming from different places. So giving your feedback is really great for topics because there are a lot of people starting out. There are a lot of people just trying to get their shit together. Why? We don't know. People should be going to the fucking gym, but maybe we can get people over that hump if we relate to them and we kind of go back to when you were green around the edges, when you were a novice, when you were just starting. Ben says, time under tension and controlled reps way better than ego lifting and getting injured. Now I'm 52 years old. I do lightweight controlled reps and concentrate on time under tension and still get injured. But I feel like at 30, I would have been good with this method, LOL. All right, wait. So time under tension and controlled reps are better than ego lifting and getting injured. I agree. You don't want to be doing stupid shit and getting injured. Now I'm 52 and I do lightweight controlled reps and concentrate and still get injured. What? So I do that. I still get injured, but I would have been better doing this earlier. Anyway, the whole time under tension thing, controlled reps, again, don't worry. I'm just saying, don't worry about the time under tension. That's kind of, I wouldn't say it's a myth, but the time under tension should be a product. And this is just a topic based off Ben's post. Time under tension should be a product of heavier weights that you're lifting. You're trying to move them as fast as you can, but the weight doesn't move very fast because you're lifting heavy weight. It's a high mechanical tension. So you get that time under tension, not by lifting 20 pounds super slow, but by lifting 40s as hard as you can, and the weight as a proxy will move. And those reps are going to get slower as you get closer to failure. So anyway, let's take the proper information and advice from this post. Yes, good form. Good form matters. Proper programming matters. Selecting a proper weight matters. It all matters. And yes, the thing is with injuries is once you have an injury, a lot of times it keeps on coming back and coming back. And if you're not addressing the injury and the reason why you got injured, you have scar tissue, you have movement impairments, and they can lead to more things down the road. So it's good advice from Ben. It's good advice from Ben. Brandon says, dear Lord, to take a break. Just because your mom didn't love you doesn't mean you have to take it out on your body. That's great. I agree. Dear Lord, take a break. Just because your mom didn't love you doesn't mean you have to take on your body. This is something that we got to cover a little bit because people focus on short-term gratification. You know this. People are looking for fast food, fast results, Ozempic. I want to take a pill that just builds me muscle. I want it now, 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 now. So when you do CrossFit or you do training that's designed to just fuck you up, we talk about this a lot. A lot of people train just to destroy themselves. They're not training with proper programming, proper recovery. They're just beating themselves up and they feel destroyed in the moment. And then guess what happens tomorrow? They need to feel destroyed again. So what they're doing is just, you're pushing yourself to your physical limit and just beating yourself up. You're way beyond creating a stimulus. You're just creating damage. So I agree. Beating yourself up is not the goal. Remember, figure out what your goal is, and then your training should map to that goal. And the goal shouldn't be to just to destroy yourself. You want to live to play again tomorrow. Remember, you're trying to build, not break down. And I'm using that as just kind of like casual terms, not like actual, the muscle's breaking down. That doesn't happen. But you're looking to build muscle. You're looking to make progress, not just dig a hole deeper and deeper. Like you dig a hole and the next day or two, the hole's kind of getting filled and you dig it again. You want to make sure you're recovering so you're able to build a pile. You want to build upon that, not just dig yourself deeper and deeper. All right, Evans America. To start younger and don't listen to your overweight pack-a-day smoking father who says muscle will kill you when you're old. What the hell? I love these responses. What kind of lives are you living? This is fascinating. Yes, I agree. Start younger. Don't listen to your overweight pack-a-day smoking father. Yeah, muscle will kill you when you get older. If you lift weights, it's going to choke you. You're going to build so much muscle. You ever see those guys with the big necks that just crushes their esophagus and they can't breathe? Muscle will kill you when you're old. Jesus Christ. Katie says to not do it for the looks. Don't do it for the looks. Do it consistently. For longevity of life, looks are a byproduct of both. Yeah, everyone's going to look different too. Everyone's going to look different. I think you could do it for the looks, but you definitely need to have that. Look, you can make a lot of progress physically and still have a lot of issues. You could be losing weight. You can get lean, right? I was lean and I was eating Sour Patch Kids and drinking beer. You can do that, but it's not good from a health standpoint. My health really improved and everything has improved tremendously when you focus more on nutrition, more on sleep, more on sunlight, more on those fundamentals, the 7 pillars. And yes, it's going to keep you more youthful, collagen and sunlight and meditation, lowering your stress, all these parenting issues too. Yeah. Marie says, don't eat the donut after your workout. In all seriousness, I have bipolar disorder. And as I got older, I found that the weights took away the weight of the day or the situation, and healthier foods made me less tired and lazy. So I'd say something like that 100%. Excellent. I'm not sure why I guess the bipolar. Okay, I see why you mentioned that. So lifting weights took away the stress of the day. So again, we just talked about lowering stress. This is going to happen with meditation, with sauna, going for a walk, getting sunlight, touching grass, playing with your dogs, lifting weights, reading a book, really lowering your stress. People really underestimate how much constant high-level anxiety and stress that they create in their own lives, and that things that you can control that you internalize, and then you bring it in and you just fester, and it just degrades and eats away at your soul, and then you project it onto your family or friends, and you're irritable. It starts with you, right? How you react to these things. Life is going to happen. Life's going to happen. There's going to be storms. There's going to be deaths. There's going to be stress. There are going to be accidents. Things happen. But it's how you react to those things. And you got to be stable. You got to be consistent with your approach to life and what you're doing with your habits, and it'll help you weather those storms. So I agree. Healthier foods made me less tired and lazy. Fact, don't eat the donut. Don't kick yourself in the gut after you work out. Why would you poison yourself after you took care of yourself? Doesn't make sense. Paul says, my advice to my younger self would be go to the fucking gym. Based. I get it. I like it. Fuck yeah! I like it, Paul. We'll end on that one. I like it. Paul's on point. Let's get the merch pick of the day. Merch pick of the day. What we got? Oh, we got some sexy.
What's in the box?
We got some beard action. We got some mustache. We got some true full-blooded Americans here. Let's get this. We need the America. Look at that. Look at these guys. Look at these guys.
Fuck yeah!
Absolutely fire.
He's on fire!
So if you're just listening, we got 3 absolute Chads. 3 absolute Chadwises rocking the I Want You to Be Swole tank. Look at these guys. You know why they're happy? You know why they're smiling? They're all sweaty because they worked out. You know these guys just finished up making some sick fucking gains. And they want you to be swole. They want you to be swole. Everyone watching. Just like Oprah. You get to be swole. You get to be swole. Everyone gets to be swole. Cerny's like, what's their at? Cerny's swiping right. Mark says, not 1 ounce of estrogen in that pic. Let's get another America again. Thank you, gentlemen. Shout out to these handsome men that are making sick fucking gains and obviously rocking the best merch in the land. Fantastic. All right, let's get into the new drops this week. papaswolio.com if you want to look like these sexy fucks. But we also have a brand new shirt. Very straightforward. It's not I Heart the Fucking Gym. You could wear this in public. I Heart Gym. I Heart Gym. 20% off the entire site. papaswolio.com. Go check it out. Great shirt. Great shirt. I can't wait to get mine in. I love the I Heart Cow Farts one, the white. And this is great. I want to get another one. I want to get another one. I want that one too. I want that one too. All right, fam. It's time for some Swole fam action. We got a couple great posts from the fam. Let's get into that tip. Babe, just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside. Let's get in there. Join the fam, swolenormousx.com. First one today is from Alex. And Alex says, Upper Body Day is a good day for gains, mains, veins, gun, bacon, and freedom. God, what a great quote. Dealing with some twinge in my index fingers, which is a little uncomfortable though. Look at this. What a home gym. You got the cables, you got the squat rack. Good for you, dude. Good for you. Great merch. Flexing. Is that the veins? Oh, you got the lighting? Oh, yeah. Oh, you got some veins pumping? Good stuff, Alex. I love that post. A good day for gains, mains, veins, guns, bacon, and freedom. You got America there, too. Hell yeah. Look at this. Everyone's rocking some sexy merch. Everyone's looking good. Making some gains. Take it. Look at this dude. Look at Ben. All right. Ben says, a solid month of 5 days at the fucking gym. We may have lost Ozzy and Hogan, but I also lost 8 pounds and noticed the bicep take a bit of shape. Isn't that the best part about making progress? You start seeing the results. Once you start seeing them, we'll talk about this in a second. Long way to go, I know, and I know some of you have been doing this a lot longer, but I just felt like giving a bit of a flex back to school this week, and I don't intend on slacking off because I feel good. We'll check back in around Christmas time. Oh, Ben. Oh, Ben. I'm not going to give you a boo, but I want you guys to go into the community section of the app. I want you to comment on Ben's post. I don't want him waiting until Christmas. That's way too long. Way too long. So make sure you go inside the app, maybe even while you're listening to this, and comment on Ben's post. Scroll down, find this post. I don't want Ben checking in at Christmas time. Let's do a monthly check-in. You don't have to post every week, but I definitely want you to check in a little bit more often. Good stuff. Congratulations, Ben. That's fantastic. And I remember the mirror I was looking into. I remember when I started training hard and I was taking some creatine and I was lifting heavy. I remember the first time I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh shit. And I looked at my arms. I remember the first time I saw like a bulge, like the bump of my bicep actually getting bigger in the mirror, and I was hooked. I remember I was putting in a lot of work. I was going hard. I remember seeing, oh shit, my biceps are getting a little bigger. And then I was locked in. I was so excited. So good for you. I remember that feeling. It's always nice to get that visual feedback because you got to put in so much work. You got to put in so much work and so much effort. You're making all these changes. You don't see it right away. So you really got to go hard and do it well for weeks or months before you really start seeing that progress. But once you do, it should lock you in and should really keep you consistent. All right, it's time for Rate My Meal. Let's do it. Look at that guy. Beautiful. Let's see what we got here. First meal. And definitely when you send those pictures in, try to describe it because sometimes we can tell. We can tell from this picture, but sometimes I can't tell what you're eating or the color. This time here. Let's see what we got here. It looks like sweet potato chunks. Looks like some ground beef and some broccoli. I don't know what that green stuff is. I think it's broccoli. But good for you. Good for you, Cassandra. What do you guys think? Nice little dish. A nice little dish. All right, I'll take it. I'm not going to be critical on the green stuff. To each their own, but good stuff. Glad you're making your own food. Tastes good, doesn't it? Good for you. In glass, too. Is that glass? That was glass. That's a glass container. I'm a fan. Looks good. It looks good. Diana says half of a burger. What we got here? Is that a little bowl? No, half of a burger plus tomatoes, potatoes, green beans, and onions from the crock pot. Ah, it is like a stew. Look at that. Remember that song? Beans, greens, tomatoes, potatoes. Right? Remember that from a few years ago? Diana eating good. Eating good in the neighborhood. Leslie, a bowl of cherries and a a bowl of berries and cream for dessert. I'm a little lad that loves berries and cream. Aww. Michelle says tri-tip, or she shared a picture, tri-tip pickles, white peach, and strawberries, meat and fruit. Fam getting super based. All right. These are all via Swole text, so make sure when you get that Swole text, sending out a bunch of texts every week. So make sure you answer them if I'm asking for a pick, a gym pick, or a food pick. Just send it back. We're featuring these through the week. So definitely answer those Swole texts and those prompts. Appreciate you. Michelle, looking good. Looking good. Good stuff. All right. Join the fam over at swolenormousx.com. Get access to the Swolenormous app. Everything you need from programming to master classes, private calls. We got the roundtables. We got exclusive releases. We've been talking about the Main Gain scalp seed and all the oils. These things are ready to launch. So very excited. Hint, hint, coming up, sometimes during the week. Swole fan, right? We got releases. We get new releases. So hint, hint, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. Who's ready for the scalp seed? Who's ready for Main Gains? Who's ready for bull cream? Come on, fam. Who's ready? We're ready to go. We're ready to go. Let's go. Let's go. Air horn. Yeah. All right. Download the Swolenormous app, App Store, Google Play. Join the fam today. SwoleNormousX.com. Ooh, App Store, Google Play. Join the Swole fam today. Let's go. All right. Let's take some questions. We had a couple questions pop up. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Drop it in the comentarios. Let me scroll up and see. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you use the hashtag APS. That way I can easy to see the post. And a lot of you are doing this properly. We got a couple. We got one on YouTube, but we'll take this one from Sterling on Rumblay first. It's French. Sterling, Papa Swolio, follow up on time under tension answer. If I'm understanding correctly, focusing on concentric/eccentric. Timings don't matter. Just form plus. No, it matters. Just form plus progressive overload. No, the timing matters. The control matters, but you don't have to do excessive. What I'm saying is that the mechanical tension and the time under tension is going to be a product of the load that you're using. So either it's artificial tension or it's actual tension. What I mean by that is if you are taking, let's say I pick up 20 pounds. Let's say I can curl, let's say for 6 reps, I can curl 50s or 60s. Doesn't really matter what the number is, right? If I pick up 60-pound dumbbells and I'm like, 1, 2, I'm squeezing as hard, I'm curling as hard as I can, but the weight is moving slower because of the load that I'm using. So I'm sending all that signal. I'm sending all the stimulus. I'm innervating the motor units, getting motor unit synchronization. I'm firing the motor neurons, and I'm maximally contracting the muscle. But because of the load, it's moving slower. So as what you're referring to is if I'm taking 20 pounds instead, like, hey, time under tension. So then I take 20 pounds and I do like a 6-second eccentric and I curl on purpose slower. Like I can curl the 20 really fast because I can curl 60s. So if I'm going really slow with the 20s, it creates a lot of burn, lactic acid. You're sending more blood to the muscles, but the tension is not the same. It's 20 pounds. It's artificial tension. You're consciously slowing down the concentric. You want the concentric to slow. What's the term? To slow as a result of the load that you're using. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. Pick up 5 pounds and go really slow. You can hold 5 pounds, put 5 pounds on the bar. Maybe you can hold it for 10 minutes. Are you going to get as jacked as if you're curling, put 100 pounds on the bar and do 8 reps? You're going to build more muscle because the concentric is what's building the most amount of muscle. So you're getting that time under tension, but it's a product of maximally activating the motor units and using as hard as you can, but because of the load, it's moving slower. And I'm not saying that you have to do 5 reps. You could do 10 reps. You can do 12 to 15 reps and build muscle. You just have to find that rep range and find that sweet spot and understand what different exercises do for fatigue and stimulus and soreness, and find the sweet spot that works best for you. Like we've talked about, sometimes I know that certain body parts, for me, will take on more damage. So I know certain exercise I can't do the same type of volume. Some exercise I can do every other day. Some exercise I can go heavier. Some I could do more volume. Some I could do less. I know certain things, if I try a new exercise on that new angle, I got to really be mindful how hard I push it if I implement something new to my training, because I'm going to get really sore because of this novel movement or a different joint position that I haven't really trained in a while, or it's kind of new. So I won't push as close to failure. I won't do like all out necessarily the first time. I'll be sore. I'll get the stretch, and then I can progress it more. Remember, you're not building muscle the first time you do a different movement. If you have something in your cycle that you're bringing in every 2 or 3 workouts, that's kind of in the cycle. Yeah, sure, you'll build muscle. But when it's a novel stimulating exercise, as you get better, as you get more of like that coordination, you might be a little bit shaky or rickety if you've never used a rope over your head, or you're doing a dumbbell, like a side tricep extension or something like that. So make sure you allow for those neural adaptations, and then your body will be more like in hypertrophy mode after the first few sessions. That's why you'll see your strength kind of increase rapidly at the beginning. Sometimes if you haven't done exercise in a while, even if you're getting stronger, just because you're getting back into a different movement, like the weight might be less from the first time that you re-implement it, but then it'll go up. The strength will kind of go up quickly because you're getting that coordination back. You're getting used to the movement. You're getting used to the load again, or the joint angle, or the way you're pressing, or the machine and the orientation. All right, Danny, Papa Swole, would it be too much to do a couple days of mixed martial arts style training and a couple days of weightlifting per week, or should I just stick with one or the other? I really like to do both. Would it be too much? I can't tell you that. You're going to have to figure out and see if it would be too much. I don't know what MMA style training is. Do you mean like jujitsu? Do you mean striking? Do you mean a ton of cardio? It really depends on what you're doing. I would just keep that in mind. Just keep in mind the energy and the expenditure and the type of activity, and then adjust your training accordingly. So maybe you do full body heavy weights, take a day off, then you do MMA. Because don't forget, if you haven't done MMA recently, or you're just kind of getting into it, you're ramping something up, there's going to be more fatigue and maybe soreness from that type of stuff. So you have to really make sure that you revisit your programming so you could handle both. Because you don't want to fatigue yourself too much from the weights, where you put yourself at risk for an injury. You got to figure out your priorities and then adjust accordingly. Remember, you only have so much energy. So if you're adding in that type of other types of fatigue in training, okay, so you might want to back off on the volume or change to more compound movements and things of that sort. So if anyone else has any suggestions, and you do martial arts with your strength training, you could drop it in the comments. So I would say for more people that are doing stuff like that, you don't necessarily need to focus as much on like isolation movements. You're better off, Danny, doing like macro pressing movements or pulling movements and squat patterns and hip hinges, the basics, rather than doing like concentration curls. Or you might not want to do as much isolation if you're doing stuff like that. Just some thoughts. It depends on what you're trying to focus on. Remember, wherever you put your focus for your adaptations is what you're going to get. So if you take something from one bucket to add to the other, it depends. K doing it. Papa Swole, where did you learn to swing the Indian clubs and maces? At home. I purchased them, and I watched some videos, and I started practicing do it myself. And I made some mistakes. I made great progress, and I usually integrate swinging pretty much every day, at least with the clubs and the meals. I usually swing a little bit. I definitely do it before any workout. And a lot of times I do it on off days too. Just do a little swing. I don't do a ton. I just kind of coats of paint, keep the joints lubricated, keep the adaptations. I don't really necessarily go as heavy. I don't do like the heaviest things that I have, because it can affect my training. So I make sure I don't exhaust myself with it, but I'm always swinging. Daddy always swings. All right, more questions. Drop in the comments. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. L. Danilovich. Papa Swole. Ooh, good one. What's the best way to get my friend to go to the fucking gym? The best way is to get a new friend that goes to the fucking gym.
Matt Damon.
I said it.
We choose truth over facts.
Get yourself a friend that goes to the fucking gym, and then you don't have to ask me this question. Get some new friends. The best way is for you to prioritize it and then invite your friend. At the same time, you don't want someone who's dragging ass to negatively affect your workout, but you have to lead by example. You need to go to the fucking gym. And you could encourage your friend to start, but you can't make them do it. You just can't. You could bully your friend too. You could tease them, especially as dudes. You should be like, yeah, come on, you fat fuck. Let's go to the fucking gym. But again, I don't know about your personal relationship, but you need to do it yourself. A lot of times people tell people like, hey, maybe you started going to the fucking gym. You should do it too. Don't forget, these people know you from before you went to the gym. They knew when you were eating garbage. And people have this kind of like ossified opinion of other people, like your parents. And you guys know this too. If you have kids, they kind of freeze at a certain age, even if they're like 15 or 16. You kind of look at them always at like 8 years old or 9 years old. There's a certain age where your child or your dog or your friend, people kind of imprint, and you always look at them as that person that you knew then. And you kind of it's human nature. You kind of extrapolate that into their current. That's why when people move away or something and you change your habits and you go back and everyone's like teasing you and this, that, and the other, because they're looking at you as the 5 years younger or 10 years younger person that trashed their bodies and this, that, and the other. So you have to forge that identity. It takes a long time for other people to unravel and to reform their new idea of you. And it doesn't matter what their idea of you is. You just got to separate yourself from people that are negative. But a lot of times that's why people give you pushback, because it reflects on themselves. They're projecting their insecurities, and they also are like, they don't believe you are who you say you are, and they don't have to, but you have to lead by example. No one wants to take advice from someone who's a hypocrite. If you just started going to the fucking gym and then you need to go to the gym. Okay, I get it. You're on this kick. Cool. Yeah. But if you're a person that goes to the fucking gym, you're not going to be spending as much time with these people. You're not going to be doing the same things that these other people are doing. You're not going to be binge drinking or eating crap or skipping the gym. You're going to be prioritizing it, going to sleep early so you can get up and go to the gym. So this is kind of where friends sometimes separate. Doesn't mean you can't be acquaintances. Doesn't mean you can't be friendly or texting and stuff like that. But sometimes these roads diverge. Alex, Papa Swole, if I want to gain weight, what should my diet consist of? More food that you work well with. Meats, fruits, do an elimination diet. And then if you want to gain weight, lift heavy weights, build lean mass, and eat more food of those quality foods. Oops. Van, what's your nationality? I think it's Irish, European. It's a little blend. I haven't done like the gene stuff, but I don't know all the details. I really don't care. I know my grandmother, probably, I think Russian, Hungarian, maybe Irish or English, whatever. Something like that. Charla Valentin, I've lost 40 pounds. What's the best exercises for side boob lift? Yeah, and to rise the titties. Rise the titties. Rise the titties.
Hi, puppy.
Raise the titties. I love the questions. Lifting in the gym is all of a sudden plastic surgery. Plastic surgery. What's the best exercise for the side boob lift? Why don't you make some gains? Lift weights. You just fat and soft. Get hard. Lift weights. You need to exercise. Build muscle. You're just soggy. You're skinny fat or something. You've lost 40 pounds. I don't care. That's good. But I mean, people lose weight. They take Ozempic or they lose. They haven't built any muscle. Again, if you're fat, you need to build muscle. If you're skinny, you need to build muscle. So lose 40 pounds. I don't really care about the weight loss. I care about the fat loss. I care about the muscle building. Have you built muscle? So good for you. Build muscle. You might not raise the titties. Don't forget, it's fat on top of chest muscles. You could do your push-ups. You could do dips. You can do rows, but you just have more fat than you want. You have more fat than you want. It's not magic, but you need more muscle mass. You need more lean mass. That's my opinion. You can't spot reduce areas. You're not going to be able to lift the titties over here. You're working the muscles, not the tits. If you build some more muscle mass and lean mass, you lose some fat, you probably downsize the titties a little bit too. And if you're on birth control or hormonal birth control and all that crap, Let's see. Little Beast. I'm 17. I don't know how to start gym. What should I do? Well, general question, I recommend you join us over at swolenormousx.com and start the 90-day dash program. That's what I'd recommend. That's what we do. 17 years old, starting fresh. Do it right. Start it off the right way. All right.
That's deep.
That is deep indeed. All right, we got a couple things to get into. I don't know what's going on. I've been seeing a lot of these posts. Remember we talked about the lab-grown meat? Today's title is Your Test Subjects for the Elite. Just lab-grown meat, artificial foods, dyes, big food companies, pharmaceutical companies. You are test rabbits. I really want people to understand that. You are being tested upon. They're going to mass produce lab-grown meat without any knowledge of how this affects people over the course of 10, 20, 30, 40 years. They're going to make their millions and billions, and then you're going to be eating this. People are going to have problems, and then in 20, 30 years, oh, we shouldn't do it this way. This was bad, blah, blah, blah. You're a test subject. Eat real fucking food. You're not going to go wrong eating real fucking meat. Oh, but it's less harmful. To what? It's more harmful to humans. Why does everyone project this? There's so much cruelty in eating food. There's cruelty to humans when you're eating poison. We're here because we eat meat. We're here because we've evolved. We're the apex predator. It is what it is. I think that's just because of the programming when it comes to Disney. All these fucking years of having animals talk like they have complete character arcs. Every single movie is just animals talking. So you grow up seeing all these movies and every animal has like a personality and they have family. You have ants, right? Bee Movie, Lion King, and all these animals are talking like people. It's like, no, we can eat those. We can eat those. Just saying. I think it's a lot of bots. And I share this because I feel like it's really weird. So I don't know who this is. Liv Boyri. I guess she's MMA or boxing or whatever, some person. And there's a lot of bots. So many people, I see it all over X. So many comments are saying, I'm going to eat raw meat. It's the same statement. I'm eating lab meat the moment it comes out. That's so weird. It's just like when everyone on CNN and MSNBC and you have those compilation videos of safe and effective, safe and effective, safe and effective. This is a threat to our democracy. Just the same thing. As soon as it becomes available, I'm going to be eating. I think they're bots and propaganda and paid, and it's a weird thing for just people to parrot. It's just weird. So Liv says, I've already eaten lab meat. Well, great. That's gross. We'll eat it exclusively as soon as it is widely available. It's like the same term that Jeff Nipper says. As soon as it's widely available, mass market, I'm going to be eating it. Everyone's just saying the same thing. As a 41-year-old woman can currently do more pull-ups than the average Western man. That's not saying a lot. So you could do like 2 pull-ups. Cool. Oh, wow. You're eating lab meat. This is the same type of bullshit that vegans say. Look at me. I can do all these push-ups. Look at me lifting. The person's teeth are falling out. They look emaciated. And look, I've been a vegan for 5 years. I'm strong. I've been a vegan for 6 months. Look at my strength. Okay. Talk to me in 10 years. Everyone looks like they're decaying. Everyone looks like the guy who chose poorly, the Nazi who chose poorly in Indiana Jones 3 and wastes away. All vegans end up looking like that. So this person, I guess, Tim Urban, whoever the fuck that is, isn't that an artist? But it's not him. It's someone else. At Wait But Why. I may be far less jacked than Liv, but I also tried and loved lab meat. Who's going to say that? I tried and I loved it. And will eat it regularly as soon as it's available to me in Austin. Why is everyone saying the same thing? I've eaten it and I will eat it exclusively as soon as it's widely available. I tried it and loved it. I'm going to eat it as regularly as soon as it's available. Isn't that a weird thing to say? Everyone's saying the same fucking thing. Jeff Nippard posted that. He posted the same thing. He posted the same shit. He's like, as soon as it's widely available, I'm going to eat it. Okay. Just seems like bot accounts. Like the same thing. Hardcore propaganda. Let me bring up that post. I shared it. Going back to yesterday's, Jeff Nippard said, I'm eating lab-grown meat the second it's mass market ready. Who says that? I mean, I'm just saying, who talks like that? I'm eating lab-grown meat the second it's mass market ready. What does that mean? Mass market ready. What does that mean? You know, there isn't stringent limitations to what companies can produce. They always backtrack, and they will love these food companies and pharmaceutical companies. They will make $40 billion and then pay out $5 billion in damages. They don't care. That's why they always do that. They break things and then make reparations later. And then they get a mass lawsuit and they'll pay out $5 billion. Wow, such and such, Pfizer pays out $5 billion. Wow, it's a lot. Well, they made 80, so it doesn't matter. They don't care. They'll kill you, your whole fucking family. Everyone gets sick and like, oh, we'll pay out. And their lawyers, blah, blah, class action, they pay out X amount. It doesn't matter. If they're making $80 billion in a quarter, they'll pay $5 million for settlement. They don't give a shit. They do that all the time. That's all they do. They'll fuck things up. They'll make their billions and then they'll pay out a lawsuit. And they're under law like all the time. They're getting sued all the fucking time. All the fucking time. They pay out all the time. You just don't hear about it unless it makes the news and it's like $4 billion. And it's like, wow, they got sued. Yeah, fuck those people. Okay. Everyone gets a couple $100,000 or, you know, it's just, they don't care. It sounds like a lot. Oh, they got real punished. No, they didn't. They made a fucking fortune. They made an absolute fortune. Absolute fortune. Absolute fortune. I just think it's gross. I think it's gross. All right, check this one out. I posted this and I said, who wants to live forever if it takes eating like this? This is from Brian Johnson. You might have seen that guy who looks like a zombie, looks like a vampire, the really pale guy, the billionaire who's like, don't die, live forever. And he has like 100 supplements he takes and this whole team of everyone doing all this testing all the time. And he's isolating all this stuff to live forever or live as long as he possibly can. Look at this, my current feeding schedule. You tell me if this sounds great. What Brian Johnson eats in a day. Okay. I don't care so much about the macros. 2,250 calories, fine. Morning, 5:25 a.m. pre-workout, an 8-ounce drink consisting of Blueprint Longevity Mix, Blueprint Creatine, these are his products, prebiotic galacto-oligosaccharides, inulin, and arabinogalactin powder. Sounds good. So creatine, whatever that longevity mix. Okay. Okay, so wait, 5:25 pre-workout. Wait a second. 5:25 pre-workout and then 5:35 a.m. breakfast. So you're taking your pre-workout and then 10 minutes later, you're eating breakfast? Still pre-workout. I wouldn't do that. Ew. So 10 minutes later, still pre-workout, Blueprint Longevity Protein with blueberry nut mix, collagen peptides, okay, extra virgin olive oil, cocoa, and berries. I'm a fan of protein before a workout, not immediately before, but I would have swapped that out. I've had protein earlier and then have your pre-work. I don't know. It's like 2 pre-workouts. Okay. 9 a.m., a super veggie-like dish. Gross. Black lentils. Okay, so this is at 9 a.m. after his workout. 9 a.m., black lentils, broccoli, cauliflower, shiitake mushrooms, garlic, ginger root, lime, cumin, apple cider vinegar, hemp seeds. After prep, drizzle 1 tablespoon of Blueprint extra virgin olive oil, and then fermented foods, cabbage, kimchi, whatever, 1 to 4 tablespoons. Lentils, cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage. Okay. 10:30 a.m. Blueprint metabolic protein. This is all supplements, man. It's all his this is just his supplements. I don't know what longevity mix is. I don't know what is. Okay, I'm a fan of collagen. I'm a fan of creatine. It's okay for him to have a brand of creatine. That's fine. What's this dude actually eating? 10:30 a.m. Collagen peptides, extra virgin olive oil, and berries. Where's the food here, dude? So for his macros, it said he eats 130 grams of protein a day. I don't know what his body weight is. All right, so that's a little bit on the lower. It's not bad. Around noon. So this is, he doesn't eat the rest of the day. Does he not eat past noon? Around noon, combo of veggies, nuts, seeds, and berries. This dude's a fucking vegan, man. Here's an example. Stuffed sweet potato, 500 calories, or a cooked sweet potato, chickpeas, grape tomatoes, avocado, radishes, cilantro, jalapeno pepper, limes, lemon, chili powder, and more olive oil. Yo, where's the protein, dog? Where's the protein? So there's no meat here. Where's his protein? You're going to tell me that you're getting protein from avocado. Are you counting your dude, again, are you counting the protein from your sweet potatoes? Are you counting protein from like kimchi? Where are you getting your protein from? Black lentils? That's disgusting. Where's the protein? It's like his collagen mix. Can someone find me like the food? Where's the food? I'm asking, where's the food? Your nuts? Mix of fucking nuts, man? I don't know. What do you think? You want to live forever if you have to eat that? I'm not eating a bag of dicks. That's like a bag of dicks. Who wants to eat that shit? Gross. That's why today's Swole card is real meat. My God. Fucking eat some real food. Eat some real food. Radishes might be worse than carrots. Real meat. Hashtag real meat. Where's the food, man? Where was the food? Ever in the comments, like, where's the beef? Where's the beef? And that's what he said. He said his current feeding schedule. That's the current. There's nothing after that. You don't eat past noon? All right. Yo, kill me now. I don't want to live forever if I have to eat like that shit. I'd rather die and eat fucking food. This is sadness. This is sadness. All right. We're balls deep, so let's see what else we got. I think we got some good old-fashioned. We need to wash that down with some racism. What do you guys think? Chicago Mayor Johnson. The president has always been intimidated by the intellectual prowess of black men. Ooh, I got to hear about this. Black men and their intellectual prowess. I'm not saying that black people aren't intelligent. I just know how Africa is doing. Africa is still, they're still with sticks and stones over there. I know some areas in Africa, you got some cities and stuff like that. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. It's not Wakanda, bro. Let's just put it that way.
What's in the box?
Let's see what we got. Tell me a story.
Okay, fine. Since you are begging, I do believe that Donald Trump is intimidated. I think you're begging.
No interruptions.
So let me just answer that. I do appreciate you begging. So I will just say it like this.
Begging?
That the president has always been intimidated by the intellectual prowess of black men. And so, of course, he would speak in those petite and puerile terms because, okay, fine, since you are begging, I do believe that Donald Trump is
begging for a question. Yeah, the president has been intimidated by the intellectual prowess of black men. Okay. All right. Why do they have to be so racist? You could just kind of look, you can keep the racism. You could dial it down. I don't like it. These people were not, and I'm like, hey, what do you mean these people? Like, huh, what you mean, you people? You know what I'm talking about.
I don't believe you people.
What do you mean, you people?
These people. And when I say these people, I mean libtards, Marxists, communists, Democrats. They don't listen to their own words. You know, you're taught, it's like think before you speak. You could just not do the racist thing. I feel, and this is the most sinister part, they don't realize that they're just being racist. They're just being racist out in the open. And they say it in such a callous way as if everyone else is like, he's just intimidated by the intellectual prowess of black men. You have more you have more melanin. You have a darker skin tone, so you're very I'm intimidated by your intelligence. For the record, that doesn't make you smart. Having more melanin, and we know that because there are a lot of black people that are retarded. We feature them a lot. A lot of white people are retarded. A lot of Asians are retarded. A lot of Native Americans are retarded. I'm just saying that because most people are retarded, no matter what your melanin concentration. But these are the only people that are obsessed with it. They want, it's just perpetuating racism. When you start isolating people like, well, you're black and you're white and you're this. Dude, if you're intelligent, you're intelligent. Just for one day, just stop saying racist shit. It comes off. It's extremely racist. You're obsessing about Donald Trump has always been intimidated by the intellectual prowess of black men. Show me one piece of evidence. Seriously, what's the evidence of that? Oh my God, that black person's intelligent. I'm intimidated. The fuck are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? These racists are insane. But that's what happens, right? When you're racist and you don't realize that you're racist, you just say things. Everyone's like, why are you saying that, bro? That's weird. No. He's intimidated by black men. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Oh, this is in my folder. All right, done that one. All right, I don't really care that much about this story, but it's in my folder. It's from Fox News. I don't know if there was a lawsuit, but this is the headline. So I don't know if the lawsuit is being posed or if it's going through. But it says First Lady Melania Trump puts Hunter Biden on $1 billion notice over false defamatory Epstein comments. Man, I'd love for them just to release the Epstein files. Just fucking let it all out. The First Lady requested Hunter Biden remove the episode of Hunter Biden Returns containing the claims. Let's read a little bit about this. First Lady Melania Trump demanded that Hunter Biden retract comments linking her to sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. It says who? It says who is the, right? Let's be honest here. You say Epstein was a sex trafficker. Is he now? Do we know this for a fact? Who did he traffic to? Who did he traffic and who did it go to? I'm over. I know most of you probably don't care that much. We know that this stuff goes super fucking deep and so many people. I think it's just blowing people's minds over and over again how corrupt our system is. But I'm tired of people calling Jeffrey Epstein a sex trafficker. Give me some fucking evidence. Who did he traffic and who did he traffic to? Aside from that, then he's not. Stop calling him a sex trafficker if you're not going to provide fucking evidence of it. I don't want to see him banging it, And I don't want to, and that's the excuse, right? We're not going to post child pornography. Well, you better fucking start producing something. I don't want to watch it and get off on it, but you better back that claim up. You keep on saying he's a sex trafficker. Who's he trafficking to, bro? Who's the trafficking going to? Seriously. You know the phrase, it takes two to tango? It takes two to traffic, bro. You can't traffic people to no one. Where are you trafficking, bro? Or it's not true. Trump takes issue with two comments Biden, son of former President Joe Biden, made in an interview. He alleged that Epstein introduced the First Lady to President Trump. The statements are false, defamatory, and extremely salacious, says Melania Trump's lawyer, Alejandro Brito, wrote in a letter to Biden. Biden's remarks were widely disseminated on social media and reported by media outlets around the world, blah, 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 causing the First Lady to suffer overwhelming financial and reputational harm. Hunter Biden, made the Epstein comments during a sprawling interview in which he lashed out at elites and others in the Democratic Party he says undermined his father before he dropped out of last year's presidential campaign. We know that Biden wasn't running the show. People were pulling the strings behind him, and we know that he dropped out of the race. Remember, it was a posted memo. It wasn't signed. It was just, they ran him out. They ran him out and they fucked up and they burned their shit to the ground. They ran him out, put in Kamala, and they fucked up. I mean, they would have lost anyway, but they fucked up. Quote, Epstein introduced Melania to Trump. The connections are like so wide and deep. That's what she said. Hunter said in one of the comments that Trump disputes. Biden attributed the claim to author Michael Wolff, whom Trump disparaged in June as a third-rate reporter, blah, blah, blah. He's accused Wolff of making up stories to sell books. So we'll see what happens. But people, you can keep on saying this stuff. People kick this back and forth. You can't say this. You can't say this. I'm at the point now, we need transparency. But we're at the point now that you're going to call him a sex trafficker. You better show some fucking proof now. Anyone else? Anyone else interested in who he trafficked to? Kind of like, oh, Ghislaine, she's in prison because, the Black Book and trafficking to whom? Who? Not complicated. We don't want to give away the name of the victims. Oh, then they're not victims then. I'm not saying that to be cruel, but oh, we don't want to disparage the victims. Yo, don't they want to be like, yeah, that person fucking raped me. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. It's weird. Is he a sex trafficker? All I know is he's dead. Maybe he's dead. I don't even believe he's necessarily dead anymore. Who the fuck knows? Who did he traffic to? Stop calling him a sex trafficker if you're not going to tell me who he trafficked to. Just saying. Yeah, there are victims that spoke out. It's like, okay, well, let's... You know what I mean? Let's fucking send it. Send it. Let it all out. Let it all out. All right. Just some thoughts. You could drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's get into a throwback. Any other questions at the buzzer? You guys can drop your thoughts in the commentarios. Thanks for being here today. Let's see what we got here. Let's get into a TBT. Let's throw it back, y'all.
What's in the box?
All righty. We got
Trans and genderqueer. And to me, that means I like to play with gender, I like to problematize gender.
You're total fucking weirdo.
I like to confront gender norms in how I present and how I move through the world. I feel female and male. I feel both and neither one.
Jesus fucking Christ!
And so many of the labels that we use in this area feel equally authentic and inauthentic. And I simply can't tell where one gender ends and another begins.
You're delusional.
Bro, Jesus Christ.
Could have had a they them pronoun. I could have been a contender.
Medical interventions allow
Could have been a they
some of
them.
us.
Why does this video come off like a Domino's pizza training video from 1985? You know what I'm talking about? Yo, I love when I'm watching these throwbacks and these edits and I'm laughing and then I start laughing in the video. It tickles me the same way that it did when we first saw the clip. Pausing for a second, going back to that, I'm not trying to be insensitive to victims of trafficking, this, that, and the other, but I don't know, man. I think we need some answers. We can't move forward. You can't move forward until people are punished for the scamdemic, COVID lockdowns. People need to be held accountable. I think that's the problem with things in our society. It starts from the ground up, right? With the whole Marxist and victim culture. No one is held accountable. People can do things. People can do things without responsibility. Just, everyone has different... We're throwing people under the bus that shouldn't be. There are people that are voting that don't have skin in the game, right? Women don't have to sign up for selective service. You have people that don't have risk and they're making decisions for other people, right? You have politicians that are voting for war and sending money overseas, diluting and debasing the currency and, sending your sons and daughters to die. Not to mention when they print more money for these foreign wars, it hurts you and your family. It's an assault on you. It's an assault on your refrigerator, on your groceries, on your taxes, on your car, everything. It does harm you. And these people just don't have to face any consequence. They can get voted out, but they usually don't. And you have people that are in power that don't get voted in. This is the problem with things like CIA and FBI. It's just people are in these places for decades and decades that no one voted for. and they pull the strings. You need accountability. If you fuck up, and if things that were done during like lockdowns and COVID and stuff like that, that were illegal, people need to be punished and severely. Otherwise, it's going to happen again. All right. One more TBT. Throwback. What we got here? Taking it back. Here we go, fam. I said, time to cover up those coincidences. Adults are just dying mysteriously, died suddenly. Why are these? I'm going to pause this. This is a article from whenever we did this. A few months ago. Doctors warn 60 million Americans could be at risk of a deadly stroke due to, quote, silent killer blood vessel disease. Ooh, blood vessel disease. Sudden adult death disorder. Like just humans just die. People just die. Infants just die. It couldn't be because of the 30 fucking vaccines we inject them before they're 1 day old. It's just kids just fucking stop. People just die immediately. 30-year-old professional athletes on a soccer field just have heart attacks all the time. People in the best shape of their lives, like they just drop dead. You know that? People just die all the time. Like in large numbers. All the time. Immediately following gene therapy that was rolled out to billions of people that wasn't tested and has been proven to cause many, many problems. It just happens. Just happens. Suddenly. Athletes just dropping dead. It's a coincidence. Sudden adult death syndrome. Adults just drop dead, didn't you know? It says doctors warn 60 million Americans could be at risk of deadly stroke due to silent killer blood vessel disease.
Bullshit!
Ah, blood vessel disease. And they're talking about the evil lipoprotein A. Oh my God, cholesterol building up. We know that LDL is not the reason for heart attacks. The Great Cholesterol Myth, read the book. It's a fucking scam. And have you seen the videos of what they pull out of people's arteries after they die from like a heart attack from the vaccine injury and the boosters and shit? They pull out like a fucking white web of just like congealed shit. Yeah, it's their body having an autoimmune reaction against and a heightened inflammation as a result of these experimental gene therapies that people took. Based younger Papa Swole. It's unfortunate.
Crucifixion was good. But out of the door, line on the left, one cross each.
Again, today's title of the episode is Your Test Subjects for the Elite. Just be skeptical. Be skeptical. They're like, hey, lab-grown meat, it's 100% safe and effective. When they say it's mass market ready, it's 100% safe and effective. Remember what else was 100% safe and effective? Yeah, we remember. Lab-grown meat, it's fine. Ozempic is great. There's no problems. It's a wonder drug. Oh, yeah, sure it is. Sure it is. Yeah. That'll never come back and bite anyone in the ass. Oh, of course not. Of course not. All right. Hashtag real meat for a chance to win today's Swole card. Let's give it away. Who wants some real meat? You guys want fucking real meat. I know you do. Swole fam wants real meat. Everyone's like, yeah, real meat, real meat, real meat, real meat. Real meat. Well, guess who's eating real meat today? You better be. And send me a picture. LET. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, yeah. LET. 1, 2, 3. That's you eating real meat today. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swolecard 3387. In the subject, your mailing address. In the body of the email. Fam, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations, Ellie. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, join the fam, swolenormousx.com, download the Swolenormous app, check out merch over at papaswolio.com today. Oh, by the way, I'm rocking the Not Swole Little Swole Made. Look at that. Brand new merch. Go check it out. And of course, hit the like button, subscribe. If you have not yet done so, I encourage all of you. Fam, I'm calling upon thee to head on over to Spotify or Apple Podcast and take a moment. Even if you watch a show live, go and leave a 5-star review. You could drop a comment on Spotify too, but leave a 5-star review, write a review if you can on Apple Podcast. It helps a lot. So take a moment, leave that review, and we will see you tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to have an overtime tomorrow, but we do have major releases. We're working on that stuff. We'll probably have a new YouTube video tomorrow, which is going to be great. We'll probably be talking about lab-grown meat. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted. we definitely will have one next week. We'll probably have a roundtable next week as well. So stay tuned for that. Monday's a big day. Monday's a big day. This next coming week is a big week. So we like the calm before the storm. It's back to Swole. It's back to school. We're making gains, and it's going to be some good stuff. So stay tuned, but we will see you tomorrow here for the show at minimum. Peace, McGee, Deuce Magoose. Yeah, boy. Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
that's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in